Yeah. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Polytickin Podcast, you losers. That's Sefa, Marcus. It's episode 50, bro.
Episode 50.
Episode 50.
If we did an episode a year, y'all would have the same birthday. You and the podcast. Let's get it.
Hell yeah.
Marcus is trying to do the math right now.
It's like, wait a minute. That checks out? I'm sure that checks out. Yeah, 50 episodes of this shit, man. Kind of out of order because we had like 2 episodes a week in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was trying to grind it extra hard because each episode was only 30 minutes. We were like, we should just make an hour. If we do 2 episodes in a week, it'll be an hour.
Yeah, we had the worst formatting situation. It was like, oh, let's record 3 episodes today. And then we was like,
yeah,
we'll release it Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And it's just like, bro, nobody watched the Monday episode because now the Tuesday and the Wednesday are above it. Like, nobody cares. And it was, yeah, we were very ambitious with this little vision.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we figured it out, though, man. Shout out to Zoom Premium. Shout out to us. Shout out to y'all, for still being here. 50 episodes is a lot.
Yeah, do you have any like
responsible for stuff?
Do you have anything to say, like a speech, like congratulations on your 50th? Do you have anything to
say? Yeah, man. I'd like to thank the Academy. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to thank God for getting us here.
Yeah, thank God. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Without God, none of this was possible. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else who helped us along the way to get this made. You know what I mean? I appreciate and love all of y'all, man. To get this production off the ground, I appreciate y'all, man.
We still on the ground.
Someone cue my fucking music. Yeah, we're still on the ground. But cue my fucking music and get me out of here, dog, like they did Halle Berry.
Oh, man. So, yeah, man, episode 50. We back. Polytickin Podcast. Before we start anything, we would just like to start this off by saying, if y'all appreciate the content, if y'all love what we do, if y'all would like to support, we do have a Patreon, and a Patreon is a subscription application, website, whatever. $5 a month will get you extra episodes, extra content every week. So, if you want to, throw some money in the hat or whatever, if you want to throw a tip out there, $5 a month ain't much. So,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we've been ass out there. You can throw that ass.
We've been slipping on promoting the Patreon, but before we start, I wrote it. I said include Patreon at the beginning. So yeah, patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast. If you follow myself or Marcus or the Instagram at the Polytickin Podcast, the link is in our bios. So yeah, check that out. And let's get this thing going, man. How you been, my brother?
I've been good. A whole lot of nothing, bro. I haven't done shit, just work. But I finally picked up the fucking stories that I bought, or the book that I bought a couple of months ago. So I went to this comic book shop a couple months ago to pick up the last copy of my homie's original comic that he created. It's called Space Hike. So I went over there and I ended up buying the last copy, but then that wasn't the only one I bought. Bro, I bought the hardcover copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, bro. That shit is crazy. And the artwork is great. And it was created, I think it was written by the original comic book writers, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. So it's a great original story. And it's fucking sad and dark. And it's great, and I want to read it again. And they should make a movie. If they made a movie of this, it's over, bro. They need to make this into a movie.
Did you see the latest movie that just came out?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Nope. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot of the movie. Yeah, the kids love it. Apparently, the kids love it. So, I haven't seen it, but maybe if it gets online, maybe I'll watch it then.
Right, I'm sure it's there. Yeah,
Are you
a lot of glowing reviews about it?
Are you a fan of the old movies?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I need to watch them again, though. I haven't watched them in a long time, but yeah, I just remember. Well, like I came to Carson, I think when I was younger, and I came to one of the Usos' house. We was all just chilling, playing football and shit. And then I think the second one was playing, the one where they went to Japan. That's the second one, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
So
I
like,
don't remember which one is which, but I know there was
yeah. I think that's like the most hated one too. I don't think people like the second one, but shit, I got good memories with that one. Core memories with the second one. And
Oh,
I always get called a fucking Ninja Turtle by my group of friends, so it shakes out. You know what I'm saying?
yo, are
I
are they
fucking
wrong?
hate
I
y'all.
would never say that, but are they wrong for
Yeah,
calling my
he
are
was the
they
biggest
wrong?
perpetrator.
Are they wrong for calling are they, whoever these friends of yours are they wrong for calling Marcus a Ninja Turtle? Because I'm gonna need you to get a bandana, cut some eye holes in it, and throw it on and post it on your story so we can see.
They used to call me Marcolo or Marcolangelo. And I was like, man, fuck. But yeah, bro, that story is
That's
awesome, man.
that's better than Mark Calvin. Um,
Yeah, shout
oh,
out my Uso Calvin out there in San Antonio. Please don't get it twisted, man. I have a Uso out there. I
oh,
remember
okay.
that shit when it was going crazy. Remember everybody trying to figure out who Calvin was because he was talking about it on Twitter? Like, man, look what the fuck we're starting. We're so bored here in Samoa. All right,
Oh,
but yeah,
that's the
that's
good
what
old
the fuck
days. Wait,
the
wait,
good
wait.
old days.
Before we leave the Ninja Turtle thing, do you remember? I'm not gonna say it, but do you remember a YouTube channel that used to dub the Ninja Turtle movies, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just you remember those videos?
I think so. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember a lot of the
bruh.
X-Men videos.
Nah, the Ninja Turtle ones. Whoever was behind that, oh my, yeah, oh my gosh, it was called it's called N-word Turtles on
Nice,
YouTube. It is the
nice.
funniest thing, bro. You gotta watch it. We need a live reaction to you watching that so that we can see you laughing. That mug is
That would be
so.
awesome.
That was like I think that was like MySpace era where like
Oh,
on the
okay.
bulletins and stuff where people would post bulletins and like they
Yeah,
were like, hey,
okay.
watch this, watch this. And I remember watching the bulletin, and that was one of them. I remember a famous bulletin was Ryan Leslie when he was making the songs from scratch. That
Mm-hmm.
was a famous bulletin on MySpace. Did you ever do
Damn,
the
I didn't even know that
surveys?
was a MySpace thing. Yeah, I've done
Yeah,
surveys.
you've
I've
done
done
surveys on
surveys.
on the bulletin surveys.
Yep. Do
When
you
you
remember what?
no, do I remember what?
You remember the there were certain surveys where you had people fill it out and shit, and then when they were done, it would email the results to you and shit. Like it was supposed to be some kind of secret hidden shit. So like people were pouring their hearts out to some very personal questions, and the responses would get sent to the one who posted the bulletin in their email, bro. And I was like, God damn, bro.
You used to do that?
I did that once. I did that a couple times, but I remember getting duped by one when
Uh-huh.
my Uso had it on his. So I did it, and I felt, oh no, they're gonna judge me.
I just want
So
to know.
yeah.
I just want to know what like is that is that narcissism? Like,
Oh God, it
why would
has to
y'all?
be.
Why would y'all think anybody cares what your favorite color is?
Oh,
like,
bro.
bruh, I used to see, bruh. I never did a bulletin. I could proudly and honestly say I never did a bulletin because, like, I would click the bulletins and I'd be like, some of them would be cool, like the Ryan Leslie thing. Like I found that my cousin Buka, he posted that, and I
Oh.
was just like, I found Ip Man off of that. I found a
Mm,
bunch of cool things. So I would always click the bulletins, but then sometimes it'll be like a survey. And like
mm.
I don't understand how like even then, like as a 12, 13-year-old kid, I'll be like, why would you take time out of your day to answer 100 questions? It's no school, it's no grade. Like
You're
there's
not getting
no
paid for it. You're doing that for
yes.
free. Like, bruh.
Like people used to say, hey, for those of y'all who too young to remember MySpace, there used to be bulletins, and when you post bulletins, all your friends could see. So it was like a public thing. And people used to sit on all these aunties and uncles and maybe some of y'all parents who are looking at y'all and saying, you're wasting your time on this game. You guys are always in the house. Blah, blah. They was on MySpace filling out 100, 200 question bulletins on a
Yeah.
Friday night. Like
Yeah.
anybody cared. Nobody
Yeah.
cared about your favorite color, about the first time you had grapes, about your favorite teacher. Like nobody cared. But guess what? If y'all are young enough, your parents or your aunties and uncles who make fun of you for all of these things that y'all doing, these TikTok dances, calling y'all stupid, whatever. They was on MySpace answering bulletins that nobody read. Nobody at all.
Yeah, you better press them about that before they start talking shit to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Sefa was telling us about the time y'all was talking about your favorite color and nobody cared about that. Would you like to speak on that, mother?
Bruh, 100 questions and you just sitting there typing. Oh my God. I always thought that was stupid. I always thought it was stupid. Like, what the hell are you?
To be fair, the surveys that I took were short. You know what I'm saying? 10. But
even then, trying to defend himself.
I never did those 100-question ones, bro. That's crazy.
Even 25 though. You did 25?
Yeah, hey, more than 5. Hey, any survey more than 5 questions you're doing for free is not worth doing.
But why even answer questions? Like, who cares? Like, Marcus is trying to justify it, but if you even answer 5 questions, like, you said, to be fair, I only did 10 questions. Bro, who cared? Like, I don't get it. Like, I've never understood it even as a kid, and looking back as an adult, it's even stupider now. Like,
yeah, if you're doing it now, that's crazy, bro. There's sites where you can get paid for that shit.
Yo, we was tripping as kids, yo.
We was tripping.
Yo, I remember being on MySpace for hours, right? And like if my dad will be away from home, like he'll be out, and like when he get in, and the computer was in our room, me and my sister's room, and when he get in, I hear him say, "Damn, why the phone busy?" Hey, bro, I didn't even, because you remember, so we had dial-up for hella long, and you remember when you get off of dial-up, you had to like log out of AOL, and when you log out, it takes a minute. But I figured out that instead of doing that, I could just unplug the phone jack out the So I used to just go and unplug it. Bro, all right, I'm snitching on myself right now. But I don't care. This is what I used to do when I knew that I was the only one. Like if my sister wasn't around or something, and I was the only one that could be responsible for having the phone line busy. Yeah. I would unplug the phone jack, and then you wait like 5 seconds. You wait for it to fully disconnect from the internet. Then you plug it back in. Boom, your phone's working. And then I used to go and sneak and take the phone off the hood.
Oh my God, I used to
take the phone off of the hook to make it look like it just been sit like, oh, bro, somebody messed with my phone. And I go act like I'm reading the book. I be like, I don't even know. I've been here the whole time.
Oh, sneaky ass Seth, bro. Running around at night. Who's the real Ninja Turtle, bro? It's this guy. This guy sneaking around, bro. Thieving.
I had to, bro. I had to avoid, you know what I'm saying? Any kind of repercussions.
T and Heck, we found him. If you ever had any question as to who was doing it, you found him.
I go take that phone right off the receiver. Then we got the wireless cordless phone. I just go click talk and just leave it, and it'll be like, dude.
Oh my God, bro.
I take it off the hook, off the charger, and click talk and just bounce. Like, wasn't me. Shoot.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the fuck I've been up to, man. What about you, fool? What the hell did you get up to this weekend?
Okay, so we are here. Poly Feast was last night.
Yeah.
Ended up going to Poly Feast. Shout out to Pacific People's Partnership. They put this event together. It was dope. I mean, I can't. You know you gotta kind of look at these things through a lens because we're in Canada, right? Mm. And it ain't too many of us. It ain't too many Polynesians over here. Yeah. So it was basically it's a company, Pacific People's Partnership. I'm pretty sure they're like a nonprofit, and their mission statement is to amplify indigenous voices while also integrating our culture, the Polynesian culture, to it. And so we went. It was a little hall. It wasn't too many people in there, but it was a little hall. It was nice. They had basically the girls were dancing. So they had dancers, but they did, Fijian dances, New Zealand, Maori, whatever, Samoan, Tongan. They did all different kinds of dances. And it was like the host, Moore, his name is Moore. He was
Mm.
he was basically, just up there saying, this is our culture. It was all white people in the crowd. I walked
Nice.
in. I didn't know what to expect, but I kind of thought there would be someone there. But it ended up working out that our table was the only other polys that were there. The woman looked Tongan, and the dude he looked Samoan. But I don't know. We didn't talk because they left early.
Mm-hmm.
But it was mostly white people, and it was basically like a PCC type of thing. Definitely not on that level,
Mm.
but it was more like
Right.
this is our culture. You can come experience it. Then we have food. Um, So yeah, man, I had a good time. It was really dope to see that out here. It was like it was weird, because like being in Canada and going to a lot of places where like I'm the only brown person there, or I'm definitely the only Samoan there. To walk into the hall and then see the ears everywhere, see the food on the table, and see it felt like I was walking into like a Sacramento, like back home or Samoa.
Mm.
So it was really fulfilling, I guess you would say. Um
Nice.
so yeah, the dude was really cool. And I met him. So the dude that I work with, his name is John. He
Mm.
knows these Samoan people. So when he was walking by, he's like, "Hey Moore, this is my friend Sefa." And I met him and he shook my hand. "Hey man, thank you guys for coming." He's an older Samoan
Mm.
man. And then he just walked off. And then at the end of the night, I said, "Hey man, what's up, man? I love we had a great time." He's like, "Oh, thank you very much." And then I was like, yeah, man, I'm from Sacramento." He said, "Oh, I have family in California and Utah." And I was like, "Yeah." And then he looked at me and then he goes, "Are you indigenous?" And then I was like, "Nah, I'm Samoan." This fool whole demeanor changed, bro. He like,
Oh
"Charlie,
God.
sis," and then he was like,
Oh my.
he like
What?
brought me in, and he was just like, because he told me it's not a lot of Samoans out here, and the whole
Oh man, his Samoan radar is off, bro.
well, I
Man,
had
if I see you from a mile
but
away, I'm like, oh, it's solid
well,
shit.
my boy John is indigenous, and his son was there,
Mm.
and so maybe us being
Okay.
there, it kind of fit. We kind of fit the description, like, oh yeah, he's with them, he must be one of them, which is fine. And
Mm.
I had my hoodie on in the beginning because it was cold out there. Um,
Mm.
So it was cool, but it was the for the majority of the thing. I mean, the dancers were, his niece from Samoa, a Tongan lady named Ruby and her daughter,
Mm.
and then one of their nieces that was I think she was part Fijian. Um, but they said the Tongan lady took care of all the food,
Mm.
so she had, and then she like was dancing the whole night, and then she left because she had to hop on a flight to the Philippines.
Oh
So,
shoot.
yeah, so like, it was very like two families putting this whole event together. And
Mm.
so, with that, you got to give grace in terms of like they're not gonna have the hella dancers, they're not gonna the sound system but none of that mattered. It was a dope
No.
night. The food was, hey man, I finally got my Samoan fix, bro.
Yeah.
They did they
I was just
did
about to ask.
they did have, they didn't have the correct, it was Filipino lechon, but it's cool,
Mm.
and they had
It's okay.
my girl, that was the first time having popo, and she was like, "You need to make that."
Yeah. Body Bubble goes crazy, bud.
Bruh, we was over there, right? We was in the line, and we went, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna have half of my bun." She was like, "You can have mine." And then I was like, "No, get another one." And she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna," I was like, "Just get another one." And then she ended up eating the whole bunch. She was like, "Oh, this is actually good." And then when we went back, she didn't want to get the other bun because she was like, "We'd already had enough." And there was only one
Mm.
left. I said, "Man, it's only one left. Is the reason why we need to take it." So she
Yeah.
left it. I said, "Give me that." So The food was good. The people there were super nice and it's super. And then the guy, the host, he did a freaking good job, especially with just being him. The niece from Samoa, she did a South Side. She did it by herself. And I was telling my table, I was like, yo, this is like, she's doing a good job, but I'm not used to seeing it with not 30 people. And I was like, not to her fault, but this isn't doing the dance justice because you have to see how it really looks with a crowd. But I give much props to the girls that was dancing because they were young, but they did it, and it was like just 3 of them. And it was like, I'm not used to seeing such little numbers, but what can you do when you're in a whole nother country? So I enjoyed myself. The food was good. The vibes were good. The people there were super nice. Like a lot of the white people were there because they were going on a cruise and they wanted to like prepare for what they were going to experience.
Okay.
And
okay. That's a cool little primer.
Yeah, and it was a fundraiser, so that was nice. And he also opened it up by saying how many people have been to Fiji, how many people have been to Cook Islands, to Samoa, to Tonga, and then he said how many people have been to Hawaii, and everybody raised their hands, and he was like, I encourage you guys, Hawaii is great. It's very beautiful out there, but I promise you these other little islands, if you guys can afford Hawaii, you can afford to go a little further. And you guys should take a trip out there. It's a lot, so it's nice out there as well. And you might see some things that you won't get to see in Hawaii. And so I like that. I like that he used that platform that night to really, uplift other islands to get them to be more exposed to different cultures. That was pretty dope. So yeah, we had a good night. My girl she ate her food too. She was like, I'm gonna get this food, but I'm not gonna eat it. I was like, that's fine. Stack your plate. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. You eat some. But she ended up liking it. She liked the curry, the chicken curry. She liked the curry chicken. She ate the we had some kalo in there. Yeah, we had otai. The Tongan lady made otai.
Okay.
I just wish
I was about to ask you what the menu was. Oh,
how small was the cups? Yeah, I just wish there was bigger cups. But it was cool. Then they had sapsui. They had 2 different types of kalo, and popo and fruit. Yeah, it wasn't a lot, but there was and they had like pork. The pork was there too. So yeah, the food passed the test for the most part. But I mean, with what they were, with the cars that they had, I much respect to them for putting on such a dope event. And you could, bruh, he was like, okay, can someone turn the lights on? And everybody, that's when I realized everybody in there was the audience, because he asked someone to turn the lights on, and nobody turned the lights on for like 5 minutes because we're all audience members. Like nobody, especially out here, like nobody thinks let me just do this.
Right. And there is no like sound guy or lighting guy to do okay.
None of that. And also at the end, this was like, and thank you guys for coming. But if any of you guys don't have anything pressing, like any pressing matters to go to after this, could you guys please help, because it's just me and my son here to put up this stuff. Yeah. So it was so we sat, we helped with the tables and the chairs and whatnot. So, yeah, but it was, and then I met him. He was real cool. He said, yo, you and your party, you guys got to come out to my spot. He gave me his number. He was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you guys to come and do the Sefa for the next show. I said, oh god, you tripping. I was like, nah, but
how did I know that was gonna come? I knew that was gonna come with your invitation, bro.
Nah, for real. And and you can tell, like he was giving major pastor vibes. So I could definitely, because my boy John said that he's also part of the church on the reserve, the Christian church. So I could tell, I could see it. I was like, yeah. He got that voice, He got the stance too, where their legs kind of like are like bent outwards a little bit. They've been crisscross applesauce their whole life. You could tell. I could tell that guy's very cultured. So yeah, man, shout out to the Pacific People's Partnership, based in Victoria, BC, Canada. And they did a great job last night, and we definitely gonna head out to all the events that they're responsible for. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. That's funny that he didn't, he didn't have people to like help him set up, help break down, no
Yeah.
lighting guy. Like it was really just very minimal. But I'm glad that you still got to experience a little slice of home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
That's cool,
also,
bro.
it also made me think like, why don't we do this?
Mm.
Like, why don't
Because of the
people?
manpower and the money. Do you have the money?
It didn't, bro. I promise you, bro. It didn't look like they needed much. I'm saying, like, first of all, I came into this saying, like, damn, this is finna be like a church thing, but we have to pay to get in. And I was kind of like, but I mean, it's here, just given the circumstances, I'm down. But normally, like, I don't know if I would do that. But why don't polys put together luau type stuff back in California? Don't cater it to polys, because of course, we would look at it the same way I was looking at it. Like, why would I pay for that? This happens every Saturday at my church, or this happens, every wedding that we go to every weekend. But like, I feel like that's a market that we're really missing out on. You know how many non-Polynesian households would love to experience Hawaii or experience the islands without having to travel there?
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that, man? Like, why don't these, dance groups get together with these, venue owners or church people and just, move the pews out the way and set up some tables and sell some tickets, bro? Like, I feel like that would be such a dope event to just put on like a weekly luau, like the PCC, but in Sacramento or in Carson.
I'm
Or
sure there are troops that do that offer that, like dance troops that offer that here. I'm sure
I've
there
never
are.
I've never seen it. Well, maybe in Carson is different. I think there's more Samoans in Carson than in Sacramento. But I'm looking at it like, bruh, this is easy money,
Yeah.
especially for areas where we have the numbers. I think I think people should tap into that and figure out, and then on top of that, like, you could have people come and visit and see this, and then want to hire your dance group or your singing group or whatever to be like, hey, can you come do my event? And all of a sudden you got clientele,
Right. Yeah, that's a
But
great idea.
Marcus, do it.
No, I'm not tapped in like that, and I don't have money.
Bruh, it's cool. You just charge it just swipe it, bruh. It'll come back.
Yeah. Just start scamming, bro. Start scamming and fund this shit.
Hey, boom page. Shout out to the boom page.
Boom page? What is that?
People that be scamming on Instagram and stuff. You don't ever see that?
Oh shit.
You don't be tapping it? I bought some pizza one time off of them.
Oh yeah.
You pay half of the price, and then they pay the rest with someone else's card.
Oh damn! What the?
You never see? They be doing Walmart
crazy.
orders. They be doing Walmart orders. They be like $75 get you $200 worth of groceries. You ain't never seen that?
No,
Marcus, you is not tapped in, bro. Yeah,
no,
my cousins be buying flights, Amtrak tickets.
Damn.
Yeah, I seen. Shout out to DJ Loose Cruz. I seen him say, for all of y'all that bought Polyfest tickets with other people's credit cards, F y'all, because they get the charge back. So they get charged back. So the people, they don't really lose money, but it's a hassle. But yeah, nah, they be out there online, smack and stack, all of that. They be doing hella food orders, bro. Like hella people be like my cousins, they'll tap in with them so they could fund like events. I remember my uncle did it. That fool paid
we're going straight to here to start up the dance troupe stuff with the luau, bro. What the fees, bro?
You pay like $50 and you're like $300 worth of tacos or something. Yeah, bro.
Oh, it's over. Oh, we found the strategy, bro. We found it. We figured it out, bro.
Shoot. You gotta abuse the system. You gotta abuse the system, but don't abuse your siblings.
Yeah.
Abuse the loopholes, not your children.
Jesus Christ, that was smooth. Did y'all
You know what I'm
catch
saying?
that?
You know what I'm
Did
saying?
y'all catch that?
They didn't. They
You know what
not
I'm
ready.
saying? Yeah, they not ready, bro. What's up, man? What's the deal, huh?
For
Because
the
man,
first,
you know me, bro. I'm stuck under a rock. So when you sent me this shit and saying it was going viral, you said viral-ish.
yeah,
And then the second time you're like, it's going viral.
yeah.
And then I seen, I was like, it's going viral. It's going a little viral. So we had to revisit this, man. Tell them what's going on, bro.
All right, so we posted the clip of the discipline versus abuse. That's what I titled it. And it was about the tone. You know, we talked. So this is on the Patreon. So if you're not subscribed to the Patreon and you're unaware that we talked about this video of this Tongan brother hitting his sister.
Mm-hmm.
We had a real in-depth conversation. We don't have to go over that because if y'all want to know, we said y'all should subscribe for $5 a month.
Patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast. You know what it is.
You know what I'm saying? But we posted the clip. The clip was like a 3-minute clip, and you know, I had to cut a lot out. I cut a lot out, but I feel like I kept the main parts. And the response was crazy. We're at like 200 comments. And honestly, dog, like it kind of broke my heart to see everyone's response.
Why? Like, what was it? I feel like a lot of those responses were. I feel like those are like par for the course. Like I expected those kind of comments.
I know, but it's still, you know, it's like even if you expect it, it's not nice to read. So
yeah, it's still a stark reminder that you know, you weren't wrong, that your suspicions weren't wrong, which breaks your heart even more.
Yeah. I would like to see, well, first of all, before we read, because we have some of these comments, some of the main comments that I seen that were like, you know, pretty popular amongst the replies. What do you have to say about what you read in the comments and how you feel?
I mean, I just seen that like the majority of everybody in there was siding with the brother.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a lot of people were siding with the brother, and people were adding a lot more context to the situation too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how truly important that is to the situation, but I think it might be to. I think it is just for the sake of explaining everything within this specific video. It doesn't have to apply to every single notion of abuse and discipline and shit. Just this video itself, you know. Like I learned through the comments that that their dad had just passed away, and he was made head of the household, which made it easier to be like, you know what, the brother was right. He was doing fatherly duties. You know what I'm saying? And then I finally seen the video myself, and I was like, you know, that seems a little regular. But then I guess the fact that I see it as regular probably not a good thing either. But like I also see it as like, yeah, that's someone trying to, like, you know, discipline their daughter or whatever, or their sister. But I mean, it's obviously deeper than that. And these comments really just like drove the point home that like a lot of these people felt exactly how we felt before we had our, you know, little conversation on Patreon. So it's like, I don't know, but I just seen that the majority was siding with the brother. Everybody did not like how the sister was treating the mom, but then like the discourse about you shouldn't be hitting your sisters in general as your brother, you know, the gender politics that came up from in the comments, you know what I'm saying? That always gets tricky too, you know. So yeah, it was a whole bunch of like learning that we've all seen some dumb shit when we were younger, you know what I'm saying? And we all just laugh about it now and shit. So yeah, that's what I gleaned from the comments, bro.
I think everybody was super charged up because you know, because of the context that is of the video that we were responding to. You know, everybody was harping on the fact that, you know, she was hurting her mom. Her mom is sick. Her dad just died. The brother is the head of the household.
Right.
And saying, you know, she deserved it. You know, somebody tries to attack my mom. A lot of people kept saying, "What would you do if somebody attacked your mom?"
Right.
What would you do? What would you do if somebody attacked your mom? And even though that is the situation, to me, that's not the situation. It's not somebody. You know, when you insinuate, when you say somebody, you kind of saying like a random person, and if it, or man or woman, you know, you're not really looking at it in the same context that the video is. It's your sister. It's
Mm.
your little sister. It's a
Right.
girl. You know,
Mm.
so it was, that parallel that people were trying to pose to people who had my stance, or people that in the comments that were agreeing with me. What would you do if it was yours? If it was someone, what if you do if someone tried? If someone tried, of course, you defend your mom, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's not someone though. Like
Yeah.
that's you talking like it's a stranger. You talking
Right.
like you have no relationship with this person. You talking like you will not have a relationship with this person. Um, that was just one of the things that I kept seeing in the comments. Just that
Mm-hmm.
to me, it was a false parallel. It's like that's not the situation though. Like this is literally somebody that I would assume that you love.
Right.
If somebody, um, on the other hand, with people harping on the context of this, um, like to me, my point of view wasn't solely based on this video, right? And
Okay.
I even was kind of like, she does need to get taught a lesson, but it's just I don't know, man. It's just weird to me that the term discipline uh always uh is always equated to violence. Like
Mm.
I don't I don't know if we know discipline in any other forms other than violence. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that should be the case, you know?
Mm.
Oh,
Right.
did you want to read some of these
Well,
comments?
I think I just feel like people just confuse between the two, which is discipline and abuse, bro.
Well,
You
no,
know?
because they were saying she needed to be disciplined. And I
Right.
could agree with that. But
Yeah. But then
discipline, like,
people's yeah, exactly.
you know,
People think discipline as yeah.
it's only
All right.
violence to us. It's only
Right.
like there's no other forms of like if you say discipline, it's always violence. And I could agree that she needs to be disciplined, but not I can't always agree that she needs to get beat up by a dude.
Yeah.
Um, and like there's some people saying, like she didn't learn before. My thing is, so let's take the scenario that she was getting beat up before and she still acted out this way. If you beating up a kid and they not learning, the answer is not to beat them up more. They're not learning.
Right.
Like you obviously going like
But
what if what?
what if that was the first time that he had put the mitts on her because of her behavior? What if they tried to talk multiple times and then he finally had the last straw and he went and did that? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like discussion was had beforehand and the girl wasn't listening. And then that's when discipline comes in. But then discipline doesn't have to be putting the mitts on her. You know what I'm saying?
if they was talking beforehand and she wasn't learning,
Mm-hmm.
um, then of course you got to figure out another way. But to me, when I see this, right, and people were trying to use, oh yeah, that's another thing. People was trying to use the fact that the dad died, so they gave the brother the head of the household title.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
They
that
was trying to use that
as like a reason.
as a
Yeah.
no, they was trying to use it as like oh, this is why we're right. But I looked at it like,
Oh.
yeah, like we're right. Like the brother was right because the dad died.
Oh.
I looked at it like, okay, so this girl acting out and her dad just died.
Mm.
Like y'all like people are using, oh, the dad just died, so the brother should be. The dad just died, and the girl's acting out. You don't think she has some issues with trying to
The
figure out
death of her dad.
how to navigate a world without your pops around and your mom's is sick? Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to excuse her behavior. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's a lot of things that we see that we don't see. And a lot of things that
Right.
we don't. The fact that you could sit there and try to use, oh, her dad just died, he's the head of the household. Like, why would you jump to her dad died, so now he's the dad, so now he should beat her? Why not jump
Right.
to her dad died, now she's acting out? What can we do to help her because she's acting out? How do we
Right.
navigate or help her navigate through these emotions of like, why are you being who you are?
Right.
You know what
Because
I'm
as
saying?
soon as you see somebody acting out, it's like, oh, good. The first thing they want to do is beat the shit out of her to get it out
Yeah.
of them. You know what
It's
I'm
just
saying?
so like yeah, all these people bringing up the fact that the dad died, like trying to one up and say like, oh, this is why. Like,
Right.
bruh, I I just it don't it our thought process is totally different because I see the dad died and I'm like, oh, okay, she's lost.
Yeah.
She's lost. It don't matter what y'all try to flip it and say this and that. She's lost and you know it's just it was a lot. Do you want to read some of these comments because it was a lot. It was a lot going on
Yeah.
in on TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know
I
what's
got you.
worse?
What?
The comments that I had to click to review were even worse.
Yeah.
I think I might have added one in there. I don't know. But yeah, bro, go ahead and check that out, bro.
All right. From top to bottom, I got you. Polly's normalized men hitting women. The comments condoning this shit was crazy. Men shouldn't hit women, period. The daughter wrong, but so is the son. Polly's normalized men hitting women? Okay.
Well,
There's
that
another
would
one.
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You read
Yeah,
that.
no, this is the reply to it, right? Quote unquote, poly men like hitting women. No, there are men, regardless of culture, environment, or ethnicities, who beat their wives' girlfriends. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did. I replied to that. I didn't include my reply because I just seen the second comment thinking that we had said something like that.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
definitely don't
She was, yeah,
agree. I don't want to say like poly men like hitting women. I would never say that because you mess with generalizations and it's never true all the way.
yeah,
Generalizations are never true all the way, and it kind of it puts a bad name under people that don't deserve it. So I don't agree with
hmm
that. But um yeah, I did apologize, and she was like, "Oh no, you guys didn't say that." I was replying to the comment above, and I was like, "Oh, okay." You know, I thought I
yeah.
mentioned that somewhere, but yeah.
No, it was the one above saying Polly's normalized men hitting women.
How do you feel about that?
Fuck. I don't know if normalize. I don't know if normalize might be the right word, man. Like, or maybe it is. You know,
I,
like I never seen it in my own house. I never seen my dad put hands on my mom. I never seen it. So you know what I'm
mhm,
saying. But you know, when I would hear about like my girl cousins when they say that like their brothers, you know, did what to them, you know what I'm saying, or their dads after after just being bad or whatever. I always chalk that up to, well, you deserved that. You was acting
mhm,
up. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I guess in a way it is. I guess
mhm.
we do normalize that in a very small way, but I don't know. Fuck, I'm just
Uh,
glad I didn't see a shit in my house. God
yeah.
damn.
I
I
think
just got beat the fuck up myself.
I think poly's normalized hitting women, men hitting women. Uh, like that comment is a little crazy, but at the
Yeah.
same time, if you read the rest of the comments, it's a bunch of dudes and women saying that
Mhm.
she deserved it. And
Right.
whether it's a reason or not, you know, y'all are okay with men hitting women if the context is cool.
Mhm.
And to some extent, that's kind of normalizing it. You started this off by saying when you watched the video, you were kind of like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
that looks kind of, you know, so I think we're so far to one side, we don't realize what's like abnormal to a person that has never been beat, has never seen their parents beat each other or had siblings to where they seen the dad dis to families that never got beat, like this is extreme. And
Yeah.
we look at
Yeah,
it
for real.
and we
Yeah.
look at it like, man, you know, that's not that bad. Like a lot of
Yeah.
them was
I've
like,
heard
that's not that
worse.
bad.
I've
Yeah.
seen worse. Yeah.
And so, you know, we might not think it's normalized, but to the
Right.
middle of the scale, not to us who are so far towards violence, to the
Right.
middle of the scale,
We
they
look
seem
crazy.
we
Yeah.
look
This looks
crazy,
crazy. Yeah, we
you
look
know,
crazy.
and we look at them like, what? You don't hit your kids after they
Yeah.
what? Your kids just
See,
yell.
that's kind of
That
an
looks
extreme response. Like, wait, you don't beat the shit out of your
yeah.
kids? See, that's a crazy one. Because
See,
you
and
know what
I
I'm saying?
feel that way. I feel that
Yeah.
way. I do.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Wait, so
that
you're gonna
way.
beat the fucking shit out of your kids,
Yeah.
bro? What is wrong with you, man?
I
Like, man.
Crush, I'm learning, I'm trying,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I am
I
trying.
do feel that way. Like it would, and
Yeah.
people don't realize, bro. in the moment of the recording that we was doing this episode is when I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Like my whole 31 years before, I was with y'all. I was right behind. I damn near leading the parade.
Yeah.
and then talking with you and then seeing the news about Dorothy Ropetti, I don't know. It just felt wrong to be at that parade, to champion that the actions. And it was I don't know, bro.
See, well, this is like, well, I guess we'll get into it later. I do want to keep reading these comments because there's more.
Yeah,
There's way more you put in here, and I need to keep going for the sake of this show. Fuck. Here's one right here. No such thing as child abuse in the Polynesian culture. It's called discipline. See, when I read that one, I was like, okay, I can't tell if you're being serious or not. This is the worst. This is the worst kind of sarcasm, bruh. This is the worst.
I don't think it was sarcasm. I don't think it was sarcasm.
Damn it. Maybe I'm giving him too much of a fucking benefit because goddamn, like I'm just like, bruh.
And then
we know people really think like this, bro.
They really do.
There are people, and I subscribe to the idea that anybody can believe any goddamn thing, and this is definitely one of those fucking things. That's why when I seen it, I fucking did a double take, and I was like,
he has 48 likes on that comment, bro.
Bro, 48 people fucking subscribe to his idea, bro. This is just crazy.
Look, I responded by saying, I can't agree when there have been cases of Samoan parents beating their children to death, some as recent as last year. There was an article on Samoa Global News. Yeah, there was a situation where a mom whipped her son or maybe daughter to death, 6 years old. There was another situation where a mom was beating her child, and her child took off running, scared, took off running. The mom picked up a rock and threw it, hit her right in the back of the head, bow, dead. There was also this one Leuta from 2001, and I remember hearing about this, but yeah, they or maybe that was the one that was whipped, but there was like a thing, and it had went viral, and everybody was talking about it. Like me as a kid, I remember hearing that. I don't remember the name, but I just remember Leuta. I remember that. So there's and you know, people are saying, you know, people might respond with, that's only 2-3 cases out of whatever, but it's some people
hundreds and thousands of cases, bro. I see it on subreddits all the fucking time,
bro.
We have terrible parents out here.
Do you remember that video of the teacher where the kid was caught stealing and she just let all the Samoan boys just go on and beat him up?
Yeah. You remember that old, like, it looked like early 2000s, maybe late 90s looking. Yeah, I remember that shit,
I vividly remember people bringing that video up to me, and I was like, yeah, man, that's how we do it. Yeah, you know, you got to learn your lesson. And like now I'm thinking about it, bro.
Okay.
What you mean? I was in school.
No.
It was like high school or maybe junior high.
Okay, because I saw that video late. I seen that after high school, so maybe, you know, my perspective is a lot more different, than high school Sefa when he seen it. Like, bro, you was thinking like that as an adult when you see? Oh, you seen it when you was in high school.
Nah, I seen it when I was young, and I was just like, yeah, bro, that's what happened. And they like, man, you know, and so I wrote in the notes. I said, hold on, what did I say? Because I kind of forgot. What is our infatuation? God. What is our infatuation as Polynesians? What is our infatuation with violence? Right? That's what I got from all of these comments. Everybody was, you know, they was agreeing. That's what she get. That's what she get. Mm-hmm. She deserved it. You know, I've seen worse. You know, my brothers would have done the same thing. And, you know, like, this is light work. This. And to me, I'm just like, what is our infatuation with violence? I can tap into my younger self, and I remember when people brought that video up to me, my friends, and I remember thinking like, nah, that's just how we are, and seeing them like, just be so astonished at the fact that this was normal to me, and I don't know, it just made it empowers you, because it's like, y'all can't hurt me. Look what I come from. Right. And I feel like we take that, like we take these traumas as a badge of honor, because it's like we want people to know that we're not phased. We want people to know that we're strong. Like it's like a way of bragging. Like all of this it's just bragging. That's all it is. It's bragging. You know, it's on a different level, but it's just how we brag. And to me, as a kid, I used to feel that way, but now as an adult, I'm like, this ain't nothing to brag about.
Right.
This is not anything. Shout out to the Uso. He used to go by Slow Mo, but now he go by the Us out of Hawaii. He wrote, you know, a long comment. He said he appreciates our perspective because, you know, he felt so he never felt like it was a badge of honor. Like all of the, you know, he used to, you know, assuming that he used to get beat as a kid, and he never found it cool like some of our, you know, some of our fellow Polynesian Pacific Islanders. You know, we kind of wear it as a stripe. Like, yeah, yeah,
like we made it past that. Like,
yeah.
Look at us, we made it past it.
Yeah, and I just so the infatuation with violence that we have, I just think I don't think it's not what we think it is. It's not what you think it is. You know, you when you say things like this, when the people is commenting like this, the only people who are agreeing or clapping for you are the same people who have unresolved traumas. The people that are fine as adults, who are well adjusted, who can see past it, we laughing at y'all. And I can't say we laughing at y'all. I shouldn't say that because I'm still kind of one of y'all. I still am on that train of thought.
And also, well adjusted is kind of a, you know, that's a nice thing to say.
but bro, a lot of these,
I hear what you're saying.
You know, a lot of people think they're fine. Like,
right.
Yes. Y'all watching the dude.
Like, I know you're not fine, guy.
You're watching
it's okay, guy.
You're watching the dude beat up a girl and say, yeah, that's what she gets. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she gets.
I don't.
Right. We're not laughing at that. Yeah.
No, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at y'all laughing at that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a
Holy
lot.
Shit, bro.
And you know what's funny is, like, I bet you everybody in my personal life is like, this dude is full of crap.
Yeah.
I used to beat my little cousins up crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, we grow.
Yeah. Yeah, save your fucking skin, bro. Right now. Okay. You got some explaining to do, bro.
Honestly, bro, like I'm
looking at you like, bruh. you coming at me with this bullshit. I swear to God, Sefa.
You know what's funny? I posted the clip, right? And I posted it on Facebook. And shout out my auntie. I ain't gonna call her out like that, but my auntie was the disciplinarian as when I was a kid. Like I was scared to death of her still. But she was the first, the only comment on the clip on Facebook. She was like, "Yeah, drop that knowledge on him." I said, "God." Nah, but I'm not. Hey, shout out, Auntie. I love you, Auntie. Like, don't.
Hey, get him, Auntie. Get him. Get him, Sefa's Auntie. Get this fool. He wilding out here in Canada. Get this fool. He changed, bro. I told y'all he moves to Canada, bro. And he's different now, bro.
Yo, chill
Let's
out.
Go. Change is great, okay? We can all embrace change.
Change gonna come.
Change gonna come. All right, man. What's up, bro? You want to keep reading? I can keep reading.
If you want to, you want. Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Here's one right here. No, bro. You want me to read your response to that crazy one?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I'll let y'all find that on your own because that is crazy, bro. But also, he had a comment right under that. He replied back to you. You see that?
No, what did he say?
He said, that's murder. So, which makes me think he's trying to be funny. But I'm just like, I don't fucking know. This is why I avoid these, because it just keeps my head. I'm always spinning my wheels reading this shit. I'm just like, man, fuck all this, bro. I'm gonna go buy a PS4 power supply. Fuck this
and
shit.
Forget y'all. I'm going to 2044 or whatever.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so all right. So he did reply to it because that one is crazy. But here's a couple more, man. No, brothers putting their sisters in place is not the same as a partner beating down on a woman. That sounds a little spicy.
What
That
do you
sounds
think?
pretty spicy.
I got so I replied to her. I didn't include it because I
Mm-hmm.
screenshotted it and then I was like, man, hold up, bro. What the hell? What do you think when you read this comment?
Well, I feel like I guess she's half right, you know. It's the dynamic is different. Your relationship with your sister is not the same as, you know, the one you love, you know what I'm saying? Your SO. But I think the fact that either in either context is probably going to be pretty bad for you to put your hands on either. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's where my mind goes. It's like the dynamics are different, but I think putting the mitts on both of them is probably going to be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I want to
so
say,
she's half right.
yeah, I want to say,
What?
I said this to her. I said, yeah, we as adults, we could see that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, our brains are fully developed. You know, we're fully aware. We're presumed to be mature at this age.
Mature,
We're presumed to be mature at this age. At
right?
30 years old plus. I'm pretty sure she's over 30.
Mm-hmm.
Um but as kids, if you're an adult beating a kid up, well, she said brothers, but I was, you know, I'm gonna group this together with people saying, oh, the dad or the, you know, whatever, the father figure should beat the
Right.
kid.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a kid, you can't differentiate the two. Point blank. You can't, as a kid, you know, you're told a lot of things. Your parents tell you everything that you need to know in life. Well, at least from their point of view, they tell you need to go to school. They tell you need to focus. You need to clean up. You need to do all these things. But as kids, we don't
Mm-hmm.
really take it to heart. We can't. We're not old enough. We're not mature enough. We haven't lived life enough to fully understand things. And so when you beating up a kid and you telling them, "No, I'm doing this because I love you," and then you expect them to grow up and understand that dude, your boyfriend's not beating you up because he loves you. You can't expect that same kid who was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, who have been beaten up their whole life, to understand, no, when your dad does it, it's fine, but when your boyfriend does it, it's wrong.
Right.
The actions don't match up with the words.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to her, I said, yeah, us as adults, we could definitely understand that. But when it comes to kids, the kids can't differentiate the two between love someone who loves you who beats you and someone who doesn't love you who beats you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that's a blur line, and a lot of these people was like, I don't care. She deserved it. I don't care. And
Yeah.
it just, dog, it was pissing me off, man. It was
It was
really
pissing me off. Yes.
it was because it was just like, bruh, like, and it wasn't just dudes, it was women in there too, a lot.
Mm. Ladies.
It reminds me of the way that people think of prisoners. It's like send them to jail, just punish them, just punish them. There's
Mm.
no there's no thought process given to rehabilitation. There's no
Mm-hmm.
this like nobody cares about the fixing part, the healing part. Everybody
Right.
cares about it. Does the punishment match the crime? That's it. And
Right.
I'm like, bro, like that's and even if you look at a prisoner like that, random prisoner, like I still think that's heartless. But if you feel that way, that's cool. But these ain't random people. This is your sister. You should
Mm-hmm.
want her to feel. You should want her to feel heard, to heal, and to be better.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, when I read that comment, I was just like, as adults, we can definitely see there's a difference between this and this. But as a kid, your brain ain't fully there. You're young. Your life experiences ain't there. Your awareness, your maturity ain't there. You know, monkey see,
Yeah.
monkey do. They not always gonna listen to you. They always gonna see you. They always gonna remember what you doing. They not always gonna hear what you doing. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. There's another
Nah,
one that says.
that I don't know if we need to get to these last two. But
Yeah, I feel like it's like
yeah.
beating a dead horse at this point with these. Yeah, just the general gist, you know. Everybody just seemed to be on the brother's side.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just, you know, they didn't chalk it up to him being abusive to her, you know, because he inherited this head of household role after the death of their father. but I mean that still doesn't make that okay. You know what I'm saying? But everybody just seems to think otherwise, and no one seems to care about the well-being of the girl. They just thought like, oh well, she was being a piece of shit to her mom. Of course, he should have put hands on her. You know what I'm saying? Without thinking of why was she acting like this? Why is she acting out like this? Like, yeah, she definitely deserved some kind of discipline for her behavior. It doesn't excuse her behavior. But how about we explore the root of why she may be acting out? And what do you know? It might be the death of her father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how about we think of that before we start just disregarding other people's feeling or thoughts and feelings before, they just see bad behavior and then, we'll beat the shit out of it if it's bad behavior. Just beat it to a pulp, man.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
It's not always
Christ.
And I'm not saying, and I know that we have a long way to go for the majority to feel how we feel.
Right.
But I would just want people to start by saying, like, what comes with the punishment? What comes with it? Not just the punishment itself and not just the short term, okay, she's about to listen, but what comes with it? Because
in the long term.
Because we can all agree that we as a Samoan community, I'm gonna speak on Samoans only, we have a domestic abuse problem. We have a child abuse problem. We also have a problem, a sexual child abuse problem, but we also have the issue of sweeping it under the rug and not letting anybody be persecuted, and all of that kind of, like the dominoes fall, and it's like, okay, well, we abused them, but now that we abuse them, now this stuff is coming up, and now this stuff is coming up. Let's just hide it. And so I just, shout out to TikTok. I was noticing the difference. Instagram was very mature. Instagram was like thoughtful, thought-provoking responses, actual thought out. Even if they did disagree with my stance, they were still very, analytical about things. And then TikTok, like, yeah, mate, you should have beat her harder, mate. TikTok is though, and it's all fake accounts. It's all little kids. And then, it's just, oh, man.
Oh, mate, you buggering out there, mate. I didn't like anything you said about, I don't know, I didn't agree with any of it, mate. I didn't fucking like it. You should probably beat the shit out of him more, mate. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, I'm going in on y'all, Australia and New Zealand. But,
man.
Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, TikTok has all the riffraff. Instagram has a very mature adults who drink their drinks like this with their pinkies up and shit. But yeah, man, I was tripping out when I seen this, when I seen it going crazy like that, and I was like, well, what the fuck did we say? What did we say, bruh? So I'm glad I don't remember, but I'm glad we got to revisit it, man, because this is definitely something that we need to figure out going forward. And I wanted to throw this point out there too. I feel like like you said, like discipline is necessary. You know what I mean? But I just feel like a discussion after disciplining would be super beneficial.
Yeah, hey,
like that is such. You know what I'm saying? That is such a, that makes such a huge difference. Like, bro, I was so used to just getting beat up and then being left alone, go to your fucking room, then come eat. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about it after getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, discussion and talking about it and airing things out after the disciplining would go such a long way. You know what I'm saying? In development of, in skills of like determining that I didn't like this. This is fucking bad for me. You know what I'm saying? Please talk it out.
That's a great middle ground. That's a great middle ground for people who are like totally not against beating. Like if they're like, I'm finna beat my kids regardless.
It's corporal. Like you keep saying, it's corporal punishment. That's the term for it. But we talked about this way too long. It's crazy.
Yeah, but just that's a great point that you brought up. If y'all still gonna beat y'all kids, okay, we're not in the business of telling people how to raise their kids, but at add a talking at the end. Add some stuff to it. Like
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be the beating. You keep saying beating, like this. Like this is the thing. We're not differentiating between discipline and abuse because of what you said, right? We always think that discipline is violence at first, but see, what I just said, like disciplining in whatever form, whether you corporal punishment or something else, at least talk to them before and after the discipline.
Well,
don't just discipline them and leave them the fuck alone.
What would
to them?
What would count as discipline if we're not talking about beating and if we're not talking about talking? Like a grounding? Would that be discipline? That's discipline, right?
That's a form of discipline. There are many.
The fact that we are 30 years old and don't know what discipline is besides getting beat up or talking about it is crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like, man, you see these kids get grounded and all they do is fucking talk shit about their parents. Like, you can't do anything. The parents don't come in and fucking talk to them about this shit, or maybe they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's a huge. Yeah, there's a difference between, not talking to them after disciplining them and talking. You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking to the parents, especially on TikTok, who are like, no, my kids are going to get beat. They're going to learn.
No, mate, my kids are going to get beat, mate. They're going to get beat.
I'm talking to them. I'm saying to them, if you are going to do what Marcus said and add a little conversation, and don't add a conversation to where you're shunning them or shaming them or yelling at them. Listen to them and don't and you know what, parents are real quick to dismiss kids because they're like, you don't know what you're talking
young
about.
You don't know a goddamn thing.
But we gotta remember, parents, at one point,
adults don't know what the fuck are they doing.
At one point, Santa Claus is real to us too. We gotta understand that even though it's not true in the grand scheme of things, to that kid, that's real right now in their life. So listen to them, take heed. After, man, if you have to beat them, but then talk to them, figure it out, learn a little bit, help them out, love them.
We sound like such naive little shits with no children, because that's exactly what we are.
I'm just saying everything that I wish was happening when I was a kid. No, I'm kidding. My parents really, I'm kidding. We talked about this before. My parents listen. That's why I'm somewhat.
That's what I'm
slightly.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, bro. That's the difference, bro. You know what I'm saying? The fact that your parents came and talked to you afterwards, that's the difference between being slightly well adjusted or not. Like, that's the difference, bro. So come on. Yeah, I would love for my father, after he put the fucking mitts on me, to come and be like, hey, you fucked up. All right, and this is why I did it. But please, what's going on with you? Are you okay?
Now you sitting in the room and unsure of was it because you didn't put your shoes up? Was it because you didn't vacuum right? Was it because you didn't get the dishes clean?
And then the trauma just goes deeper, and you start. There's just unforeseen consequences. There's no right answer, Roos. There's no right answer, and y'all are not gonna get it from two motherfuckers with no kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they might get some pointers.
But man.
Speaking, we're gonna skip the flow chart. Oh,
we
need to we need to. Or do you want to? You want to hop on it?
No, I think you're right. We got to get out of here.
Let's get out of here. We'll do that next week. Speaking
of abuse,
get out of here. Speaking of abuse, shout out to the people who abuse resources at work. I really appreciate y'all. We was talking about this because I was thinking about this time we was kids, man. Shout out to I don't know if I should share her name. Shout out to Auntie from church. She used to work at Taco Bell, and I just remember my dad pulling up to Taco Bell and not ordering much, and then like trying to figure out if it's the Samoan lady from church, and then when he found out that it's Jimmy. Yeah, wow. And then she'd be like, oh, yeah, South Jimmy. And then he'd pull up. We'd buy one drink and we'd sit there for 10 minutes and she would cook us so much food, bro. We'd buy one drink. Oh, shoot.
Oh, my God. It's happening, bro.
Hold on.
It's happening.
My fault.
It's happening. They've come, bro. The alarm has been rung, bro.
They're like, oh
We're
yeah,
going
he's
to
the
war,
one.
bro.
He's the one.
Yeah, he's the one. We found him.
Nah, she used to hook it up at the thing, and I remember like kind of being embarrassed a little bit. Like my dad, he always be like, man, hook it up, and I'll be like, Dad, you don't like it's literally $1 drink. Like you don't need to get hooked up with $1 drink. And now I'm that guy, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh,
Wait, so who's abusing resources? I thought like you were saying a worker was abusing resources at work.
I'm getting.
It's just you.
No,
you're
to make
abusing
workers.
other people's resources at work, bruh. You're abusing other people's resources.
And even
fucking
you know what?
jerk.
Even back then when I was working in Hawaii, bro. Oh my gosh, I used to, man. Hold up. If the line got too long, and I was nervous because there was hella people in my line, I start bagging without scanning.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
I get it'd be doing a whole cart full of stuff from CVS, from Long's Drugs. And it'd be like, yeah, that'd be $80. They're like, bro, $80? That's like 4 items. Nah, but I'm just wondering, did you ever work at a place where you abused resources, or do you know people who have abused resources?
Well, when you said abusing resources at work, I automatically thought of something else where like like resources
using the bathroom
like
too much.
No, like HR, like if you hit them up a lot or whatever resources you use to like I don't know, to help with like some kind of case to like sue your fucking company, because there's so many resources, there's so many ways you can fucking get away with stealing hella funds from the company that you work at. Because it made me think of that fool Charleston White, that fucking crazy fool.
Oh yeah, I don't
crazy,
like that dude.
Yeah, with the crazy, misguided, whatever the fuck he's got going on. This fool said, there's a video of him saying that at every job I went to, I would sue and I would win. I would get hella cases. So I was thinking of that. But like, if you're talking about just, passing off like certain items to certain people and shit, yeah, did that in food. Just like the Taco Bell lady.
What was you doing? Saying? What was you up to?
I was making more food for myself than I was allowed to. I would pass off free food to the homies and shit. Or I turn like a blind. Well, maybe I shouldn't say. Well, I mean, I don't work there anymore or whatever. Sometimes I turn a blind eye to certain things. At Target. You know what I mean? Like I don't really care too much if it was such a small thing. If it was a small thing and the person looked, out of sorts. You know what I'm saying? I would just be like, all right, well, let him go. It's a fucking $5 item. Let him.
One of the Usos I had met a while back, he told me about when he was fresh out of high school, and he bought a car off of McDonald's money that he stole.
Nice.
And the way, so this was back in the 90s, right? The way
it's way easier to steal from your company back then than it is.
Bro,
now.
I wish I was older, bro. I feel like it was nothing going on back in the 80s and 90s. There's no cameras. And every camera that did have it, it was like 144p.
Yeah. For real.
He said every money order, most of it was money. He would schedule himself to not work with the managers. Okay. Like they'll be or at least in the front end, I guess. But he was mostly on shifts with like the managers or people that he knew were like would snitch on him. They weren't working. And so every order that he got that was a money order, which was most back in the 90s or all back in the 90s, he wouldn't put it in, he would just type the numbers and he would just give them like an even amount. Oh, that'll be $27. And then when he would get the $27, he would pocket the change and make the food himself and not have it in the register. Yeah. He said he did that for like a year and a half.
Bold as fuck. God damn. Okay.
He said he did that for like a year, and he bought a car off of it. Fully paid off, used car.
Damn.
And so he was getting paid.
He walked away with like what? That's like a solid 1,000, maybe 12.
Bruh, he said he was getting paid. He was getting paid on top of that. So he said at first when he started, he did it a couple of times, and after he was just rolling. Like he got used to making the food and remembering the orders. And I was just like,
shoot.
Yo, you a legend, my guy. Shout out to the people who abuse resources at work, man, because
Yeah.
these corporations don't care about you, man. Take them pens.
Yeah, for real. Take them. Just do it, bro.
I would, yeah, that kind of sucks. You was just in loss prevention because you don't really have
Yeah.
access. You know what I'm saying? We used to at Sam's Club, I didn't never did it, but they used to hide laptops and keep it on file that, oh, this is out there, but it's not getting sold. And every week
Mm,
that it's not getting sold, you mark it down 5%. And so they would
right.
hold on to laptops for a couple months until it gets down to 80% off, and then they would buy it. And they got
Mm.
caught because they did it to 12 laptops at one time. And 12,
Oh, no, you got too
12
greedy.
of the 12 of the workers. It was like a bunch of people. The homie hooked
Oh,
them all
okay.
up.
Yeah.
And so when I don't know who would check the books, but they checked the books and they found out, hey, this is not okay. And
Mm,
then the homie, that fool was the other person in my department. He took the blame and he just quit. He was like, I was
mm.
gonna quit anyways. So he took the blame. Everybody else was fine. But then I was by myself in the department. Like, damn, bro, you could have stayed for me. What the
Yeah.
hell? Shout out, man. Shout out to the bro, man. Shout out to the people
Hell
at
yeah.
work, man. Steal.
Yeah, steal. Just steal from there already. Steal the pens. He said just take the pens.
Steal the pens.
Steal the pens, the
Straight
staplers,
up.
all of that, dog.
All of that. You know what's funny? This before we get into sports, we gotta get into sports before we go.
Mhm.
Before we get into that, I had a situation. No, actually, I'll say this for the Patreon. We'll say that for the Patreon.
Okay.
Uh, bang bang, not the gang. I just want to start off with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are here. We are
Yep.
here.
Yeah.
If you don't care for sports, go on bounce out because we are here.
Mhm.
2-0. We're the only the Niners and the Dolphins are the only teams to go 2-0 with back-to-back road games. Cause this is what we
Oh damn.
do. This is what we do. Man, our offense looked okay. We had Ayuk getting, he got injured and he was out. He looks like he's gonna be out. I think he's gonna be out for next week. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see, but Debo stepped up, top receiver, 6 catches, 68 yards, something like that. He was making that defense look silly. Brock Purdy looked pretty good. That offensive line got to clean up. But I mean, you're playing against Aaron Donald, so what you think? Gonna happen? The defense looked terrible in the first half. Oh my god, you got the defense too, huh? Why did you drop the Cowboys, bro?
Because I was told that the Niners defense was really good, and then I had two defenses. I was like, why the fuck do I need two of? I don't need two of them. So I just thought, well, the Cowboys are ass. Fuck them, and I took them out. I didn't know they were the best fucking defense in the league, bro.
They were the highest scoring single player in our league last week, 40 something points.
God damn.
And this week they did pretty good too. So,
well, fuck.
Yeah, man.
It's cool. I'm learning, bro. I'm gonna make some moves. Okay, I just got to figure it out still.
So yeah, my Niners look great out there. Second half defense came back, stepped up. They looked really good out there against Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
Is he Samoan?
Yeah, man. I was trying to figure that out last night. I think he is.
Okay. Yeah, Nacua sounds like a little Hawaiian.
That's what I was thinking too. He's a Samoan who was like raised or has like Hawaiian lineage or something. He wasn't. I don't know if he was born or raised there. I think he's from Oregon.
He said his parents met in Samoa. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never heard the last name Nakua, but shit, he's balling.
For real,
is balling.
He has
that fool is balling. Most catches in their first 2 games ever. 26.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And a lot of people are saying that this is what he does. A lot of fans that have been watching him. He's from BYU, right?
I think he's from
BYU.
Yeah, he started in Washington and then he transferred to BYU.
They said this is what he does. They said, this doesn't surprise him at all. So, man, you talking about, perfect scenario. He goes to the Rams. Cooper Kupp, who is arguably the best wide receiver in the league today, or maybe him and Justin Jefferson, but Cooper Kupp is injured for the next 4 weeks, And Puka Nakua comes into that situation where there's no lead receiver, and he just takes command of that, and he makes the most of his situation. Shout out to the O's. He is balling. I didn't expect for him to ball on our defense like this at all. But when it comes to divisional games, the teams are very. My cousin pointed it out. He said the teams are very familiar with each other's tendencies, each other's playbooks. We play each other twice a year, every year, so it's a harder game because they know what we're gonna do. So he balled, man. How about you, man? How was your Sunday?
It was cool. I was at work and shit, so I would catch the games, at a glance and shit. But I see that we got smacked. So we're sitting at 1-1. We got smacked by the Bills, who finally figured it out. All of a sudden, they want to figure out how to win a goddamn game against us and put the fucking smacks to us and shit. But of course, shit, my fantasy team's doing pretty well after being we were projected to lose. You know what I'm saying? We're projected to lose. We're doing okay right now. I was just telling you that I was mad that I had Zach Moss sitting on the bench because he decided to ball out today. But shit, yeah. Other than that, it was it was a cool Sunday. I was watching the highlights last night. I was like, oh yeah, we fucking suck, dude. And Devontae's injured, isn't he? Did I miss that? He's like questionable.
I don't know.
Devontae's questionable now. Oh yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Well, no, because I don't have him.
Oh, okay.
I don't really have an issue with the Raiders. It's funny. Our neighbor, ran into our neighbor walking, and he's actually he's like, I'm not a Raiders fan, but I cheer for the Raiders. I've always cheered for the Raiders. He's kind of like a casual football fan, but when he said that, I was like, but I don't really have an issue with the Raiders. It's just the fans. Some of the fans are really whatever. But Jacoby Myers is out too. And Myers was the top target, I think, last week. So with him being out and with you saying Devontae Adams was injured, I didn't know, but yeah,
I could be wrong. Shit, I'm always wrong. Someone tell me.
Yeah. So shout out to the fantasy teams. You doing good? You doing good in both leagues?
Both leagues, yeah. I'm doing okay in both leagues. I'm gonna go 1-1, I think, for us, and then. Saying the good old 1-0, one donut. You know what I mean? In the pod league, bro.
Marcus was drafting like Bill Simmons in that pod league, bro. I'm like, what the hell, bro? But anyway, yeah. Shout out to them. Did you have any other takeaways from Sunday? I didn't get to watch a lot. We was getting ready for the event, so.
No, not really. But now I'm gonna make it a point to watch games today. Today, Monday, right? Yeah, I gotta watch. I don't know who's playing, but I'm gonna watch something.
I know the Browns are playing. I gotta.
Oh, then don't do that. I'm not gonna watch any.
What? Nah, chill out, dog.
Oh yeah, you got the Shaw, don't you? That's right. Yeah, you got the Shaw.
I got the
Nick Chubb, huh?
And an inch of. So chill out.
All right. But yeah, I ain't got nothing, man. Fuck.
Yeah, shout out to if your teammate 2-0, I don't want to hear sports about. I don't want to hear nothing about from you about your team. I don't want to hear nothing about y'all. Your teammate 2-0, we don't care. Go eat an egg.
Yeah, you bloody egg. Go eat an egg.
Your teammate 2-0, bro. Just go somewhere, bro. Go post a bulletin.
Yeah.
If your teammate 2-0, go answer 100 questions.
Go fill out a survey, loser.
Yeah, if your teammate 2-0, bro. Oh man, let's get it. This is awesome. Man. Every time, like it's for sure we about to win. My Niners about to win. I relate to my girl. Like, it's a beautiful Sunday, isn't it? She's like, oh, that means you guys won. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Shout out to the sports. Shout out to the people who care about the sports. Shout out to the people with 2-0 teams. And only the people with 2-0 teams. We don't want to hear about y'all, JD.
Yeah.
Oh
man. What's up, bro? You got anything else for the people? What's up? We got anything else?
Hey man, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I know our first topic was real top heavy. But we definitely wanted to get through to some of those comments and dive deep into that. I think that type of discussion is very much needed in our culture, especially judging off of some of these comments. Like it's obvious we have a long way to go. We have a
Man,
long
y'all
way
are
to go.
wilding. Y'all are wilding out here, man. God damn.
Yo, I don't know what, bro. I thought it was 2023. It was looking like 1923 in the comments, bro. I was like, damn, bro, what the? It felt like I was back in church, like in the 90s. I was like, oh, what the hell? Y'all still doing this?
Oh,
Look at me, the elitist. Look at me, the elitist. Y'all still doing
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Don't touch me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for leaving the comments. Yeah, man. Polytickin. What's it? Patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Patreon, man. We got some extra content. We would love to hear from y'all. Leave a review if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Leave us 5 stars. Leave a comment in a review. Let us know what y'all think. We also post clips on the Instagram at the Polytickin Podcast. So go ahead and follow us on there so that you can chime in. You can leave your own comments. Some of these people be leaving comments, and I'm like, bro, just get your own podcast, dude. Like, dude, I don't want to read. Like, I'm down to read comments, but bro, some of these people be like arguing with themselves, and I'm like, especially on TikTok, they'll leave like 8 comments in a row, and I'm like, bro, what the hell?
You seem to have everything figured out, guys. So go ahead, start that. You seem to have it all figured out.
We we appreciate what y'all chime in, but when it's you know what I mean, some people is just talking on the crazy thing. Some people be inviting themselves on the pod, like, bro, chill out. Yeah. All of that, man. Other than that, man, thank y'all for tuning in. That's it, man. Take it, say whatever you gotta say, bro.
Ditto. I ain't got much to add to that besides thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for still being here. Episode 50, man. 50 episodes of this shit. And we're gonna keep this going, bro. I don't know. Go to the Patreon. I don't know.
I know.
Patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast, man. I don't know what else to say, okay? Y'all know what it is. Follow us everywhere you fucking listen and watch the show, okay? Now I finally figured out how to see people's responses on the Spotify fucking so now I figured that out. So now please leave whatever comment you want anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Because we're fucking nosy and we're messy and we want to read it all. So let us know what's going on. And thanks again. If that's it, bro, take us out.
Take us out, brother.
This has been another episode of the Polytickin Podcast, you nerds. I'm Marcus. That's Sefa, episode 50. Okay? We're out. Go fa, you bloody eggs. Fa.